The ego. The ego creates the false sense of self. It creates the framework for which we question our value, our worthiness, our lovability, our importance. And in that questioning, then, the ego seeks out ways to prove, to receive validation, to get confirmation for our value, our worthiness, our lovability, our importance. And so there are two things that we can see our ego doing in our behavior: self-pity, self-aggrandizing. So self-pity would sound like everyone is ruining my day. Everyone is irritating me. Everyone is getting in my way. Everyone is out to get me. And the flip side of that, of self-aggrandizing, is that I am so important. Everyone is thinking about me. And that's what the ego can sound like. So because the ego is a false sense of self, the goal, well, what's the true sense of self? Who is the self? Now, how does emotional intelligence play with that? Well, I want to show you. Emotional intelligence, remember, are sets of skills that help us to identify our emotional experiences, the narrative and associations we attach to those emotional experiences, and then how those things impact ourselves, impact other people, how it shows up in our behavior. And then the byproduct of that is how that then impacts our sense of well-being, our emotional functioning, our social functioning, and our performance, problem solving, creativity, motivation, all of that. So emotional intelligence skills, when it comes to the ego, are intended to be able to identify what does the ego sound like and how does the ego behave in which I am hijacking the true self for the false self. And when we unravel that spiral, we'll be able to trace back things like thoughts and emotions and thoughts and emotions and thoughts and emotions right back to a trigger. What triggers us? Emotionally, it's often fear-based triggers that we're not enough, that we're not valuable, that we're not lovable, that we're not important.